Isle of Man winner, here he comes.
No one saw it coming, but maybe we should have. The CFMOTO 800 MTX has just touched down in Australia, and with a right-away price of $14,990, it's not knocking politely. It's kicking the adventure door clean off its hinges. At that price, you'd expect corners to be cut, but if our time with our long-term 450 MT taught us anything, it's this. CFMOTO might just be the underdog that refuses to stay in its lane. Sure, 2 days isn't long, but it's enough to know if this bike is all bark or ready to bite. Welcome to Motorcycle Adventure Dirtbike TV. This is our first look at the CFMOTO 800 MTX. And it's got us asking, what if the underdog just became the disruptor? Welcome to Motorcycle Adventure Dirtbike TV. Clubby, we do 3 things on this channel. What are they? Do you remember?
Beef and black bean sauce, sweet and sour pork, and I do love a honey fried chicken, mate.
That's really not helpful, but if you like what we do, subscribe.
Motorcycle Adventure Dirtbike TV is proudly supported by Liat, Giant Loop, Bikes Only Transport, Muck Off, Unifilter, Motul, Pirelli and Acerbis.
And remember, keep your filters clean and your throttle on.
We're going to kick off this first impressions video with the questions you wanted answered. The stuff that actually matters out in the real world. What's the seat height like for regular humans? How far can it go on a tank before you're begging for a servo? And are the cams soft, leading to engine unreliability? And then there's the big one. Does it have that magic button? You know, the one that lets you kill traction control and ABS on the fly without diving through 4 menus and a software degree. These are the details that make or break an adventure bike, and the 800 MTX has a lot to prove. So let's get into it, one question at a time.
Where's my seat model? Clubby, come and show me.
Sit on it, Clubby.
Now,
the least I can do for you, Dave.
Now, before you start, what's your height?
189 centimetres.
Right.
5'10" in the old language for all us old dudes, all right?
Okay.
So what have we got? This one, standard.
Standard tall model or standard model, standard seat.
Standard suspension, standard seat.
Correct, yeah.
Seat height is?
870.
870 mils.
Let's have a look.
So get down there, Dave.
I'm getting down.
I want to be easy tippy toes with both feet.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not getting my heels down, okay?
No.
That's the point there.
And Matt, you've still got a tall seat for our bigger riders, haven't you?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that right? Another one?
All right.
Yeah, so if you're the other way inclined,
Come this way.
You've got higher options as well.
But wait, Clubby, we've got more for you. Come this way. Now, this is the short. Tell me what this is, Matt.
Short model with the optional lower seat again. So from standard to standard, or standard seat to standard seat on the low suspension model is 40 mil difference. This has taken another 20 out of that.
Okay,
so 830 to 810.
So your first bit is 40 mils reduction in suspension.
Travel, yeah, which
Travel.
is how that lower seat height is achieved. So the seats are actually identical between the 2 different variants.
And then what we've done is we've put a lower seat that gives it another...
Minus 20.
So it's minus 60.
Yeah, from standard.
Minus 60.
Right.
Well, let's have a
And
look.
it feels it at the feet, Dave.
Does it?
Feels it. Get down there and have a gander, mate. Like, I'm more than flat-footed on this one, mate. Yeah.
So, vertically challenged riders, this is a big consideration.
So many options, mate.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah, awesome.
I tell you what it does also, it opens this up for female riders who are a little bit more vertically challenged as well. You know, they're generally more petite than us blokes, a little bit shorter. This does them well.
And the last thing this feels is top-heavy.
I was going to say. All the fuel's there, Clubby. All your fuel's there.
Right.
And in dealers, yeah.
Clubby, there's a lot of riders out there cheering right now, aren't they, with that seat
It's a
height?
big issue for a lot of people, for sure. But it makes it, the big bikes, you want to reach the ground. You have more tip-overs in the bloody car park, don't you? Reaching the ground, or roughly regular ground when you're parking.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
It
That is
looked
so
like
great.
a huge difference between the two bikes. Is it?
It feels like, just look at my feet, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's all about difference.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Obvious, yeah. Fuel range, Dave. That's what it's all about for adventurers.
Yeah.
22.5 litres on board, and the low slung tank design with this bike, with the 800 MTX. And Comes with a plastic tank protector standard all the way around underneath. Little alloy panel there at the front.
Yeah.
Protect the engine cases as well.
Yeah.
Mate, the range, that's going to be easy. 450, pushing 500, I'm guessing, if you're not, going crazy and gonzo.
I got Lance here, the technical guy from CFMOTO. One of the number one questions from our YouTube channel subscribers is cams, and they keep talking about soft cams. It's not soft cams, is it, Len?
Generally, the cams are plenty hard enough. It's more a matter of the lubrication.
That's right. And so what's happened is this engine is both used in the 790 and the CFMOTO, and it's been fixed. They've fixed the lubrication on it, is it?
Yes, the cams are pretty much the same.
Yes.
There's difference there, but they have got better lubrication up to them.
Yeah.
And as a result, we're having a lot better run out of that.
Yeah.
Don't have too many failures. We do get asked quite often about it.
Yes.
Just by customers coming to us and on our Facebook pages, just as well as the general public when we speak with them as well. It's one of the first questions I ask. I know I've heard a lot of issues about the KTM motor having bad cams and they fail all the time and it costs a lot of money.
This is not that engine. It's been reconfigured in terms of the oil.
Yes. Well, CFMOTO have re-engineered the top end.
Yes.
To eliminate that issue. They were aware of it when they started off.
Yeah.
Working on this engine.
Yeah.
And so far, it's done pretty well. It's been out there for well over 3 years now with CFMOTO.
Right. Yeah.
And I think we looked up, and so far we've only ever sold 3 camshafts.
Yeah, that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. So for viewers out there, you're always concerned about cams. I think we need to give cams a rest now. I think we've been reassured that they've redone the oiling on that top end of the bike, and that issue is dead. Clubby, the 450 had the get out of jail free card. Have we got anything like that on this one?
Well, I couldn't find it straight away on the 800.
Not on the handlebar there.
And I'm thinking, don't tell me. But no, you know what the trick is?
Yeah.
Come over here on the switch block, mode, M for mode.
Yeah.
Short presses will take you through the different ride modes on the dash. Press and hold.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, bang. You go into off-road mode, and it turns off ABS at the rear wheel as well, mate. So it gives you the same off-road setting as what you had on the 450.
Magic
so that's
button.
the trick. Press and hold the mode button.
Magic button.
That's it, mate.
That's all we wanted. Yeah, so there's standard mode, rain mode, off-road mode.
The Bosch 6-axis IMU is the brains controlling ride modes, lean sensitive traction control and proper off-road ABS. You can switch modes on the fly, no digging through menus, but you can spend time personalising response in the different modes if you like. It's not just clever tech, it's useful on real terrain. Whether you're cornering on gravel or tackling steep descents, it keeps things composed and controlled. This componentry is top shelf and helps the bike feel more planted and safer, without taking away that raw mechanical connection we all still want. It's tech that works with you, not against you.
So first couple of kilometres on the bike, seated position's great, standing position's great, ergos are good, everything's where it should be, that's not an issue. The only thing that's coming up for me at the moment is the suspension. That first couple of 3 centimetres of the stroke is very harsh, but we haven't even touched suspension. They're brand new bikes and we've got an opportunity to dial them in a bit better as we progress during the day. It's got a quick shifter, very handy. I cannot get over the fact that we've got a quick shifter on a bike for this price. Yeah, it's certainly got the poke. It comes alive at 4,000 revs. It's a very sweet engine. It's like an old friend. I know this engine, it's a good one. God, beautiful country to ride through. Hey?
I found front and rear brake activation progressive and predictable. The rear brake pedal gives great feel.
Broad foot peg, fold brake lever,
Foldable tips on brake and gear levers is appreciated.
Still getting my head around the suspension. For the bigger hits, it absorbs them well, but those little stutters on the inside of corners, yeah, both the rear and front, I think I'm going to be going back to adjustment to see if I can soften that out a bit. There's breaking of traction on these insides of corners, but it's early days. Lance, now suspension is fully adjustable, compression, rebound,
Yes.
preload.
Yes.
Now, yeah, so I just want a little fiddle. Let's just ease off the compression on the front. That'd be great. So Lance, we're just going to back off. We're just going to back off compression damping. I just reckon go 2 clickers. You know, suspension's brand new. Just feels a tiny bit firm for me. You know, just on the minor stuff.
There's 2 clicks there.
Okay, 2 clicks. 2 clicks on. So that's compression and rebound. Do you want it, what do you reckon? What's your advice? 2 on 2?
Yeah,
soften.
2 would be all I would go.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Just see how it goes, and we can have a bit of a play.
Yeah. What I'm chasing is a little bit more compliance in the soft, you know, there's little vibration-y sorts of stuff. That's all I'm chasing. Yeah.
Yep, there's quite a bit of corrugation and that sort of thing, so it's knocking us around a bit,
Yeah.
From 4,000 revs, the engine starts to wake up. Torque builds smoothly and confidently, giving you solid mid-range punch for overtakes and climbing loose rocky hills without a fuss. As it spins up towards 6,000, there's a noticeable surge, more urgency and definitely more intent. Push it to 8,000 and the engine gives you a kick in the tail that puts a smile on your face, but only the best riders will harness that power in the dirt.
Gradation Road.
Onto some twisty tar with wet patches and rain squalls. Time for rain mode, which dials back the power, softens throttle response and tightens up the ABS and traction control for slippery conditions. It was nice to just putt along on the bike, soaking in the view. It's a comfortable, easy bike to ride. The ergos are neutral and the seat is all day good.
Welcome to the Australian CFMOTO MTX launch, and this is what we're going for. Whoa, you two blokes, whoop.
Hey guys, does anyone want to help me get down?
No.
Getting up, I hate to tell you.
Episode 2 of the Australian launch of the CFMOTO MTX. Will they get it down in one piece?
Well, this will be interesting. I wouldn't be standing where you are when he starts coming.
I'm kind of feel vulnerable where I'm standing at the moment.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
What do you reckon, Brendan? I think.
Dangerous. AKA the human ball. I know we've got to film, but content and lives.
You've got to be alive to get the content into the computer. Cam Donald is stuck on the hill, and now I think he's going to jump on, or is he just going to bulldog it down? That's the question. No, he's pumping up. I think, no, I don't know what he's going to do. This is an Isle of Man winner. Doesn't look like an Isle of Man to me at the moment.
Come on, Belly, suit up, old son. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, I'll come and interview him now. Come on, Cam, stop. You got to stop for an interview. What's worse, Isle of Man or this hill?
Well, I don't get paid for this.
More speed, you just got to hit it quicker.
Bit faster, you reckon?
Yeah.
It's just looking anxiously. Here he comes.
Man, he was right there.
Cam Donald has lost his crown.
Happiness was shit, didn't he, when he went past?
Yeah, I knew we'd get...
I got showered. But you got to.
I do have to now.
You do, because he's
you, I
beating
don't.
you, Cam. You got to do it. What's your strategy, Cam?
I don't know. I haven't worked that out yet.
Meanwhile, Edo's up the top there, and he has, God, he's close to making it. Cam's got to take him on now. You can't have that.
Further?
It's a little.
Yeah, that's right.
Cam Donald, he's coming.
Clear the tyre, mate.
He's been whopped by Edo. There's no coming back. He's just got to throw it down.
He's smart, real smart.
And here he comes. He's got his tyre clean. Island Man winner. Here he comes. Go. He's trying hard. He's down now. He's
Done that, well, go!
He's got it. He's made it.
He's actually done it. That's awesome.
He has made it.
Racers got there. One for the road racers. Woo!
One for the road racers. That's like. Okay, Curtis is having a crack. Whoa!
Yeah, he's on the wrong side.
Hit that root. There you go. He's down. Well done, Curtis. Normally on the back wheel. Not today.
Well, it still is technically.
It's technically on. One more. God,
What are you going to change, mate?
Try to keep to the right. I'm just going to spat and went to the left then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You start left, then
All
go right. You got to keep it tight. Yeah.
Three coaches over there. They're giving him everything they've got.
He doesn't need much. Go, Curtis, go.
Here he comes. Whoa! Oh! Hey, gee, coaches, you didn't do him very much justice there.
I think we're too early on the hill for the cheese. I think we went too early with these coach.
Yeah, I think you did.
Close.
Good effort. You did CFMOTO proud. You know what? They're going to give you that bike because of the effort you put in.
I'm actually just thinking half of them are going to the dealers, and I'm not sure which one that is.
Now this is the bike with all the Farkles on it, and it's just got everything. I look at it and you could just walk right out of the shop and you wouldn't have a worry in the world. And if I was to buy that bike, what would that cost me?
Yeah, you're right, Dave. So we did throw pretty much the genuine accessory catalogue at this bike. So as this one is presented today, it's just a hair over 18 grand.
Wow. All right, let's get into it. Tell me some stuff on this bike because I can see it everywhere.
Yes, yeah, it might take a minute, so bear with us. We'll start from front so I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Bigger screen, tinted as well.
Yep.
Barkbuster handguards, obviously Australian brand, great quality product.
Yep.
Upper crash bars. We do have a lower crash bar as well.
Yeah.
But given that we've put the bigger skid plate, well, bash plate, if you will, on this, you can't run both. So on this one, we've elected to do the bash plate instead, which, as you can see, padded, gives very good solid coverage of the tank. Yeah. Well reinforced.
Yep.
We're not done yet though. We've got the pegs as well.
Wow.
So yeah, sort of very motocross style pegs, a lot more grip. The stock ones you can remove the rubbers, but yeah, just for that bit more bite for off-road conditions, that should be a good little mod. Yeah. We've put the pannier supports on this one. You can run. We do have soft and hard luggage options.
Yep.
And I think, and sorry, what you can't see is under the seat. So we've worked with Unifilter Australia too. So we have the foam element and also the pre-filter in the intake tubes. So yeah, this bike, I mean, there's varying sizes of adventure riders in Australia, a lot of sort of vertically challenged ones, if you will. So we have two versions of this motorcycle. standard one, if you will, and then a low suspension model, which is 40 mil less suspension travel. We do call it the low seat, but that low seat height is actually achieved through suspension travel,
right?
A reduced travel, not through the seat.
Yeah.
But if you need a little bit more support than that, again, to get closer to the ground, we do actually have a low seat as well. So you could theoretically get the low suspension model and the low seat, and that should pretty much address anyone that's concerned in that area.
Yeah.
Regarding seats, we have multiple options as well. So this is just a standard seat on this bike. We do have accessory low and high,
right?
Heated and non-heated versions. So
wow,
I wish we had a heated seat today, but not quite.
So the heated seats, are they plug and play? You just put them on?
Correct.
Yeah.
All pre-wired, ready to go, plug and play.
Yep.
I believe that's the connection there for that one.
Oh yeah, plug and play.
With regards to air filters, because we talked about that last night, so just 3 bolts here, cassette style, comes out.
Yeah.
We did work with Unifilter. We do have the foam elements.
Yes.
And then in the intake tubes, it's not pictured on this one, but we do have those pre-filter socks as well. So probably not going to need it today, but it is there for those ride and dusty
Oh
conditions.
no, mate, it makes a huge difference. No, that makes me very happy. Look at the accessibility to that. That's a 3-second job. That's what we want. And then with the pre-filters and the sock pre-filters, they just work like a dream.
Yeah, really nice and neat too. And even
Very
just little
neat
details like this, like sort of in years past, just those little touches. They really do go to town on these bikes.
Yeah.
So, Clubby, we finished day 1 of the CFMOTO Aussie launch, and we still haven't yet tried suspension, but there's a lot we've found out about the bike.
Oh, yesterday was just a typical adventure touring day.
Yeah.
But with a little bit added black grease and leaf litter, which is not so typical in a lot of areas, but it did everything.
Yeah.
And I battled to find anything I didn't like about the bike.
Yeah, I got this chant in my head, capable value. I keep coming back to that, like that low slung fuel cell, real low centre of gravity, good handling, good seated, good standing position. It's for its price, I just keep shaking my head.
Yeah, power, turbine smooth. It so reminds me of the KTM 790 in that regard. 3 modes to play with. You've got the quick access to the off-road setting with that mode button there. Press and hold it. Gives you the off-road setting. ABS off at the rear. Ergos are comfy, like you say. Look, it was just a pleasant surprise for 15 grand, 14,990. That's the big ticket with the bike.
And the other one, the real shocking one for me, was the lower seat height between this and the other is 6 centimetres. That's that much.
Yeah, it was.
6.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so there's so many people this brings into the market because of that accessibility, to be able to actually stop somewhere and put your feet down.
Yeah, and it's smart. Cater to the market. Isn't it? All demographics of the market,
Yeah.
No, a lot to like about it, and I just keep coming back to that price, mate. It's just ballistically cheap, isn't it, compared to everything else in the market, yet it'll do everything you need in an adventure bike, for sure.
And I'm loving that engine. It reminds me, we spent a lot of time on the 890s, and that power is just linear and thick.
Yep.
And what reminded me, the old 790s, it kind of takes off, is a little bit not too torquey, you get to about 4, and then the power curve, zoom, takes off like the back of God's head. It just goes straight up.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to 8 grand and it's on.
Yep.
It's on.
Yeah,
so,
no, it is, mate. Fuel range is good. Comfort's good, like we said. Ergos are good.
No one's filling the bike up with petrol today.
Don't need that, do we, again,
we
mate?
rode all yesterday.
Yeah, no, there'll be plenty of range. 450 Ks out of that easy every day of the week, won't you? No, a lot to like about it, Dave, for sure. Be good to get a little bit more off-roady today. A bit more fancy,
I think that's
whoopy.
the thing that's outstanding. We need to come back and do a little bit more on this. Suspension now for me. We've got this one suspension. Don't know anything about it. It's fully adjustable. We haven't tested it yesterday. Today is the day to get a head around that suspension.
Yeah, absolutely. I say let's get into it, Dave.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go. We start the day with some sandy and loamy twin trail and some slippery mud. These conditions highlight the bike's slow speed stability and responsive dirt handling, courtesy of that low slung fuel tank that keeps centre of gravity low. A more aggressive dirt oriented front tyre would have unlocked the true potential of this bike's dirt handling.
So late yesterday afternoon, Cam and Addo went up this amazingly steep hill, clay, slippery as. Cam, mate, what a track.
Yeah, it was an epic. It was one of those things you only do when your mate does it first, so you've got to try to go one better, but definitely well outside, I think, the intended purpose of design of a mid-sized adventure bike, but it just shows how capable it is.
Yeah, I guess the theme that's coming out from me from this initial impressions ride is capable value, isn't it? It's just amazing.
And that's what I keep thinking to myself, regardless of the price tag.
Yes.
You know, just the bike on its own merit, and put it up against all the top shelf competitors, it stands on its own, you know, with it should have a 10 held high. To me, the price is just a bonus.
Yeah.
You know, we want to see more people out there adventure riding, and this is going to enable a lot of people that probably couldn't get a bike, well, definitely couldn't get a bike to this spec for that price.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I just did a good decent route then. I'm pushing it as hard as I can. God, I'm impressed. Yeah, I can't knock it. And it's so f***ing slippery. Oh, PG rated. So slippery in places. Ooh.
The bike has proved itself in the tight stuff. I'm getting more comfortable with it, and now I'm happy to push it a bit harder on the faster, sandy open trail. I'm not a racer, but when a bike feels right, I don't mind opening it up, and this one does. The handling and suspension are solid. It stays planted through sandy corners and handles rough patches without fuss. It gives you the confidence to ride at your pace without getting out of shape. It's clearly competitive with other bikes in this category, and when it comes to performance, it holds its own with confidence. But then you consider the price, thousands upon thousands cheaper than some of its rivals, and the value becomes hard to ignore.
Brendan from the Aussie Adventure Bike Show, we've been waiting to test the suspension.
Yes.
We're now starting to get into it. What's your first impressions?
First impressions was how well it tracked and how well it stayed balanced.
Yeah.
Very impressive of when we were going through the whoops. It wasn't swapping.
Yeah.
It was still going straight, and it didn't bottom out.
I know.
Now, if we had the 450, we would have had a few clunks.
Yeah.
That suspension surprised me more than anything. And once we got to those whoops, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to test it.
Yeah.
And we hit a couple of big ones, and it's still,
Yeah.
the thing that impressed me the most is how straight it goes through that.
Yeah. First impressions, this suspension, Anno.
Mate, I tell you what, to be fair, those were big rollers in there and a lot of sand.
Yeah.
Mine did not bottom out real plush at the bottom. It is no way is it worse than KYB. It's actually probably a step up.
You know what? Normally I don't interview other people when I'm doing a review, right? But it was just so good. I thought no one's going to believe me that it's that good.
Story, it just handled that stuff no dramas.
Oh, I was gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Absolutely gobsmacked.
Yeah, very impressed. That was probably the last thing on the list to check off, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I think I better ask Cam the hill climber. Now, we've all been hanging out, wondering what this suspension's going to be like, Cam. What's your view?
Well, another pleasant surprise, really, if I'm honest. The funny thing was, it was only minutes earlier, we were saying we need some medium speed, you know, big whoops to see how it works, and that's exactly what we got, and it works.
I'm gobsmacked.
I mean, of course, you could add a little more support, but I don't think there'll ever be an adventure bike where you wouldn't want to add a little support.
Yeah.
Talking to the boys about it before, I think that's almost like a safety net, especially on mid-sized adventure bikes, you know.
Yeah.
It keeps the speed in check a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, if you had it set up like a KTM 500,
mate,
it'd be dangerous. So I think for what it's designed for, very impressive.
Yeah, mate, I couldn't get over it. Come on, I'll pump up, I'll go into it.
Day 2 was all about suspension.
We're going, camera. I think you can trust him not to hear.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Suspension. Well, you've come to the right place, Dave.
Yeah.
It has. I reckon the only chink in its suspension armour, 15 metres back down this track, second gear tapped, sharp edge root, like a deep one.
Yes, I saw that.
I freaking slammed it. I went through the fork. It's the only time I've gone through the fork.
Oh, I haven't yet. So you've done
But
it.
I was wrong. I hit this just square edge route. But man, otherwise, what do you say, Dave? And that goat track we just ran, how many little drop-offs, ledges, greasy logs?
Oh, no.
You're on an 800 twin with 22.5 litres. And I think the trick is how much of it is down at your feet.
Yeah.
Like, it's not top heavy.
No.
You think of a lot of other big multi-cylinders in there, you're fighting the weight here, aren't you? Between, like, at your groin.
Yeah.
This one doesn't do that. You can just let it do its thing.
Yeah.
I will just give but for a knobby front tyre.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's just the only caveat. It'd be that much better again, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it lifted another 15%.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Just to give you more confidence in the front end.
Yeah.
It's so greasy here in place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Day 2 for me has always been about suspension because the price of this bike is so damn competitive. You know, it's ridiculous. And I thought they've got to cut corners somewhere. And one of the most expensive components you can cut corners on is suspension. And that's just not the case on this bike. It is outstanding. I haven't bottomed it yet. Clubby has, but I haven't. Yeah, it just does the job just perfectly. We've now had the fast stuff, we've now had the slow stuff, the tight stuff, we've had the whoops, and I thought that had tested out. It hasn't. Like, the bike has just been impressive, and I keep coming back to value, and I just can't get my head around. You know, this bike straight off the showroom floor, you can just go on an adventure, and it's as simple as that. Hey Clubby, I've had a bit of a crash test.
Where have you been, Dave? We've been waiting for ages, mate. About to send a search party out. What happened back there?
You know, I was just cruising along in second gear and it fell off, and I went, oh, that's all right. But unfortunately, hidden amongst the grass was a dirty, great big stump, and I hit it with my hip. But let's not carry on about that. That's a good crash test. Let's have a look at the bike. How did it go, Clubby? Second gear.
What have you done there, Dave? Look, a little bit of paint off there. Bit of paint off there. You didn't bust the plastic brush guard off, so you couldn't have hit too hard, mate. Okay? What about you? I think there's more damage to you than the bike.
There is more damage.
You're carrying on like an old pensioner here, mate. Give me your seniors card and I can take you to ER.
But look, the bike, and this is the thing, you know, those low slung fuel cells really protect the guts of the bike, don't they? Like, I went over big time, like second gear at a decent speed.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But what about you? The hematoma coming up.
Yeah, well, we're not going to show the viewers the hematoma.
Here, no, look, give me the camera.
No, there's no bum cam here, I can tell you.
I want to see everything, Dave. Warts and all.
Oh, I've got a wart, all right.
This video is just our first impressions of the bike. Later in the year, Clubby and I will have a couple of these machines on long-term loan, giving us the chance to live with them, ride them hard, and really see how they hold up to Aussie conditions. Before we sign off, let's quickly run through a few more features and benefits that we haven't had time to dive into, listed in my order of priority for proper adventure travel. First up, an adjustable windscreen, essential for managing fatigue on long hauls. You can dial it in on the fly to cut buffeting without needing tools or gymnastics. Cruise control, not a gimmick. On those long transport legs, it's a wrist saver and keeps you legal when your mind starts to wander. Steering damper, a nice inclusion on a big adventure bike, especially when things get loose at pace. Tyre pressure monitoring system, a huge plus in remote areas. Catch a slow leak early and you're not stuck plugging a flat in the dirt. And then there's the tech suite, a 7-inch vertical TFT display with smartphone connectivity, Bluetooth and the CFMOTO Ride app. This app is more than fluff. It can tell you your bike's location, which is a handy theft deterrent if you're leaving the bike in unfamiliar territory. Well, that's it from us now, but stay tuned, this is just the beginning of our time with the new 800 MTX. And as Nugget would say, keep your filters clean and your throttles on. See you next time.